Yo, you're Kel the Menace the Gang. You're back with another video, and it's been a minute since we did an actual full-length video on the channel. And today is, check the date. Oh, I was down there tripping. September 4th, the start of the NFL season. And today, first game is tonight. We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. And before that game happens, I literally have to give my tier rank, my tier list of all these teams, and what I think of them going into the season before any games start or I've seen any football. And let's go ahead and get into it. It's been a minute since we did a real video, so like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Comment down below what team you got. Comment down below your early Super Bowl prediction, and awards. I will do my awards predictions at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and start this off. The categories we got is number one pick contention, young but intriguing, mediocre at best, missing playoff teams, potential wildcards, playoff teams, Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl favorites. So we're gonna start off with New Orleans Saints. Number one pick contention. I think this is the worst team in football. I don't like a single thing about this roster. It's old. It's don't have a quarterback. I don't know why they drafted Tyler Show. He's not even starting. So Spencer Rattler's gonna be starting. It's a bad team. I think they're competing for something else. And number one pick is what they're competing for. The Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna put them in potential wild card. Actually, I don't have the Dolphins making the playoffs. So I'm putting missing playoff teams. But I think they're gonna be on the outskirts, like right on the outskirts. I think they could contend. It's just the Dolphins the same story. I don't like their offensive line. I don't like the secondary. Well, offensive line. I don't like the secondary really, because everybody's been getting hurt for them. I don't know. We just know what the team is, and it's not getting no better in my opinion. Baltimore Ravens, go ahead and give it them. That's my Super Bowl favorite going into the year. I think they have one of the best teams on paper. Lamar Jackson redemption season. I like they drafted. I like Mike Green, Malachi Starks. They picked up Jair. I like everything. They put up D-Hop. I like everything about this team. So they're my Super Bowl favorites. Cincinnati Bengals. Actually, I'm gonna move the Dolphins up to a potential wild card because I do think they could be there. But the Bengals, I don't want to lock them in for the playoffs, but I'm gonna be like a playoff team. Joe Burrow hasn't been in the playoffs in 2 years now. I don't think he wants to make it 3. I don't like this team. It's really just the exact same team back. Just Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. They did sign Trey Henderson back, but I don't know. He was on the team last year and the defense was terrible. I don't like the whole defense sucks. I don't like the offensive line. I don't like the run game. Chase Brown's alright, but they don't have a run game. So they're really just depending on Joe Burrow to put up godly stats with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And last year that wasn't enough, but this year I'm just gonna shoot a shot in the dark, shot in the dark, and say they make it. Denver Broncos, playoff team. I like this whole team. They had one of the best defenses last year, and they made that defense even better through the draft. The other things I still don't like is the offense. I like the offensive line. They picked up J.K. Dobbins, Evan Ingram. I don't know about the weapons and all that, and Bo Nix. Bo Nix is solid, but I think they're going to be for sure a playoff team. That defense is too good. That defense will win them games. The New York Giants, young but intriguing. I give him young intriguing because that defensive line is crazy. And I like Malik Neighbors. I'm not the biggest Jackson Dart guy, but it's something. And they got Russ. I think Russ could win some games. So young but intriguing, even though they have the hardest schedule in football. Actually, I think they actually would be there. Actually, I'm putting them on because that schedule is ruthless who they have to play. Minnesota Vikings. Oh, shoot. Well, we just do. All right. Minnesota Vikings, playoff team. Actually, I don't have them a lock for the playoffs. Potential wild card. I know everybody loves to boost up the Vikings because they got KOC, Brian Flores. Kevin O'Connor is the quarterback whisperer. They really don't have a whole lot. They have everything over there. It's just J.J. McCarthy. I've never seen him play, so I'm just going to put him potential wild card. I just don't want to, because some people be boosting up the Vikings, like Super Bowl contenders, playoff lock for the playoffs. I'm putting him potential wild card, because that is a great team. But J.J. McCarthy just only has to be, solid for them to win games. And I don't think he'd be terrible, but I'm just gonna put him potential wild card. I'm not the highest on Minnesota. Rams, Super Bowl contenders. I really like this Rams team. Stafford, McVay, you don't bet against them. Puka, Devontae Adams, Jared Verse. I like the Super Bowl contender team. As long as everybody stays healthy. Tampa Bay. This might be a hot take, but lately I've been seeing a lot of people have Tampa Bay really high. And I'm not one of them people. I don't look at Tampa Bay like, oh, Super Bowl caliber team. Like, they're in the weakest division. And I've seen them 2 years in a row. Like, well, not 2 years in a row. Last year, like, really, the Falcons kind of gave it to them, in my opinion. So I'm putting potential wild card. I think I do have them making the I'm putting them in it. Potential playoff team. They're going to be in it. Even though I'm not the highest on them. Detroit. I think Detroit takes a step back this year. I'm putting them in playoff teams. I think they'll be a lock for the playoffs, but I'm not as high on Detroit as in past years because I know some people like to bring up, well, they still have the talent from last year, but they did lose some offensive linemen. They don't have both of their coordinators no more. I don't know. I think they will take a step back. That's on lock for playoff. Bears, potential wild card. I really like the Bears a lot, actually. I love the hire of Ben Johnson. I do like Caleb Williams. I think he'll be better in year 2. I like Loveland. I like Luther Burden. I think they're going to be a better team this year, and hopefully some construction around Caleb Williams would be good. Some structure, and I think they have a shot at getting into the playoffs. 49ers, I'm putting them in potential wild cards too because they do have an easy schedule, and it's Kyle Shanahan. As long as CMC healthy, they're always positive. So I would put them in potential wild card. Eagles, Super Bowl favorites. That is my Super Bowl prediction: is the Ravens versus the Eagles. Eagles coming off a Super Bowl win in that fashion. Of course, they're gonna be up there. Raiders, missing playoffs, but I do think the Raiders will be pretty good. I think that the whole division with the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders will be very competitive. I think the Raiders are the worst team out of them, but that's no discredit to the Raiders with Geno Smith, who's very good in my opinion. Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. I think it's a solid team, and I like Pete Carroll coming in coaching, and yeah, I think it'll be a solid team. Green Bay, Super Bowl contenders. I like Green Bay a lot. I think I think Jordan Love is probably my, I don't want to say dark horse, but my MVP pick going into the year. That's not like Lamar, Josh Allen, and Mahomes, who seems to be every year. But if it's not including them, I think Jordan Love is my MVP prediction. And I think I love the pickup of Michael Parsons. I like this team a lot. Hopefully Matthew Golden shapes out to be a good wide receiver one for them. Washington, playoff team for sure. I don't know the thing, but I think Washington will be. But they're gonna be in the playoffs. I think they'll be a solid team. They'll be solid. Cardinals, I have a potential wild card. I like the Cardinals a good bit. Kyler Murray, Trick or Trey, Maserati Marv, and their defense was picking up the slack from last year. It's really just all on Kyler. I feel like to keep the offense going because the second half of the years it really gets tough for him. Pittsburgh, I have them missing playoffs. Actually, I can't discredit them that much. I was gonna put them mediocre at best, but Mike Tomlin somehow finds ways to win games. But I don't think they're going over 500 this year. I just don't like their offense at all. Bills, Super Bowl contenders. Even though I feel like the Bills are an average team, but Josh Allen puts them in the Super Bowl contenders on how good he is. So yeah, potential wild card. I will put the Falcons in there. Falcons, I feel like could make the playoffs wild card with Michael Penix growing. I like Drake London. They said Kyle Pitts and Camp has been going. Him and Penix are getting a connection. Bijan's great. I like the team a lot. The only thing I'm really worried about with them is the defense, because the defense wasn't that good last year, and I don't know. They did bank a lot on 2 rookies, so I don't know. But I do have some potential that I think people are kind of sleeping on the Falcons, though. I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons actually win the division over Tampa Bay. Seattle, missing playoffs, but I think Seattle will be good. Actually, I'm putting the Steelers. I don't care. I think Seattle will be a solid team. I don't think they have them making the playoffs, but I think they'll be solid with Sam Darnold. That defense is going to be good with Mike McDonald. And they got Jason. I think Jason will put himself in top 15 talks this year as a receiver. I like Jason a lot. New England. This is a team that gets a lot of hype. People have been saying, oh, playoffs. I don't have them making the playoffs. I think they're going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be that good. I think they could double their wins. I don't see them. Some people have them like making the playoffs, wild card winning like 10 games, 11 games. I don't see that. I do see them winning 8 games. 9 and 8. I think I like Vrabel. I like Vrabel as a pickup. Drake May's cool. The defense is Vrabel's going to be good. I think they're going to be a solid team, a good team. I think they will play tough. Vrabel has some tough teams. I think they'll play tough and they'll win some games. But I don't have them making the playoffs this year. At least not this year. Browns, number 1 pick contention. I think they're going to lose. They're not a good team. They got Flacco starting. Of course, they got Dylan Gabriel, and you got the Shedeur stuff. I feel like, in my opinion, I think Shedeur's the best out of all of them. He has the... I know they have Shedeur at quarterback number 3, but I think Shedeur, potential-wise, has the highest chance of being their guy out of all 3 of them. Because you know Flacco's not your guy, and I don't think Dylan Gabriel's the guy. I just don't see it with Dylan Gabriel. The height, all that. So I do think Shedeur... I think Shedeur will get a chance to start later in the year after they lose some games and they look to Shedeur. So the Texans, they'll be a playoff team for sure. CJ Stroud, they get in the playoffs. I don't like the offensive line. The offensive line is terrible. But they would make the playoffs. I'm not the biggest fan of the division anyway. Kansas City, Super Bowl contender for sure. It's Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs are gonna be here for years to come, at least Super Bowl contenders. Dallas, missing the playoffs. The Cowboys, in my opinion, are just a worse version of the Bengals. I don't like the defense at all. Don't like the run game. I think the run game is worse there. Don't like the offensive line in Dallas. It's really just Dak, CD, and GP running the whole show. And none of them are better than Joe Burrow, Jamar, and T, in my opinion. So that's why I think they're the worst version of the Bengals. Chargers, I'm putting them at a playoff team. I like the Chargers a lot. Justin Herbert is good. John Harbaugh. I don't like Greg Rogan. Why am I blanking on his name? Greg Roman. Because I am a Ravens fan, if you don't know, and he used to be a Baltimore, and I feel like he was holding Lamar back with his concepts and not really using receivers and all that. And when he first got there, I wasn't the biggest fan of it when Jim got him. But it was solid last year. I think they'll be solid again. I know offensive lineman got hurt, that bums. He's out for the year. And I do like Amari and him, so I think he'll be solid for him. I like McConkey a lot, Justin Herbert. I think they'll be a solid team. I do have Denver Broncos and Kansas City over them in the division rankings, but I still think they'll be a playoff team. The Jets, I want to put them in mediocre at best. I think Dallas be mediocre at best. I'll put Jets right there. Jets, I don't know. I like Garrett Wilson a lot. Justin Fields, I like Justin Fields. I think we kind of know what he is though by now, but hopefully he could do something, at least make this team competitive. I like Sauce. Aaron Glenn's new head coach. We want to see how he does as the job. But no, I'm not the high. I like the Jets. I want them to win games, but yeah, it's the Jets, man. Probably if you go back to my video last year doing this, I probably had the Jets like in Super Bowl contenders or some junk like that because I really thought they was going to be good, and they really disappointed me throughout the year. Carolina Panthers. Mediocre at best. I think maybe they could be somewhat competitive, but I just don't see a world where. I know some people see Carolina potentially pushing a wild card spot. I don't see it. I don't see them finishing over the Tampa Bay or Atlanta. I think both of their rosters are better than Carolina's roster. I'm not the biggest fan. I like Bryce Young. I did like what he did last year. Ted, we'll see how he is. I'm not the biggest fan of Xavier Legette. I don't think he's all that. I like J.C. Horn. It's just, I don't know. It's something about that team. I think hopefully they could be competitive though, a competitive team. Titans, young but intriguing. I don't think I just want to see what Cam Ward does. That's really the only thing. He doesn't even get talked about. If you didn't know who's the number one pick, you probably think it's like Shedeur or something. Because Cam Ward never gets talked about in the media, I feel. Colts, mediocre at best. Colts have a whole nother thing going on. Daniel Jones will be starting a quarterback over AR. I don't know. I think they're going to be drafting a quarterback next year. I think AR time is done. Unless he comes in halfway through the year, which I feel like there's a good chance he comes through halfway through the year and he just has a Bryce Young type of ending. If he comes back doing the same stuff he did last year and the year before that, they're drafting another quarterback next year. And last team, but certainly not least, Jacksonville Jaguars, what I think is a potential wildcard team. I do see a world that the Jaguars can win some games and make the playoffs potentially. It's just, are they going to do it? The Jaguars have been downhill ever since. They had that year when they won a playoff game. The next year, they started off like 8-3. Then they just lost every single game after that. The last year was just terrible, injuries, but I do think I think they'll have a little bounce back. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I think they're a potential wild card team that could sneak in, maybe, possibly. Because that division is kind of weak. I think Houston's the best out of all of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they could be better than Houston. I don't really like Houston's offensive line. I do like the defense though. I know Houston has some injuries going on. And I'm not the biggest fan of their running game right now, with their running backs. I don't know if Joe Mixon's hurt or anything, but I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Mixon or Nick Chubb back there, but I do have them winning that division. So these are my teams. And my number one pick contention, we got the Saints, Giants, Browns, young but intriguing, the Titans, mediocre at best, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Carolina, Colts. Missing playoff teams, but I do think that will be good is the Raiders, Seahawks, Patriots, potentially the Jets. That's a reach. Potential wild cards, Dolphins, Vikings, 49ers, Bears, Cardinals, Falcons, Jaguars. Playoff team locks, in my opinion. The Lions, Cincinnati, Denver, Tampa, Washington, Houston, Chargers. Super Bowl contenders, Rams, Packers, Bills, Chiefs. Super Bowl favorites, Ravens and Eagles. And, of course, we'll get my predictions of that. I think the Ravens will win that in a good fashion. Lamar Jackson finally gets the hump on his back. I think this would be Lamar's revenge tour. I think this has, like, the good chances to be the Lamar year. We'll see when they play Buffalo week 1. But I think this has a good chance to be the Lamar year. And yeah, so we'll get my awards. I don't want to say Lamar Jackson MVP because that seems like you can say that every year. But Lamar, if not Jordan Love. Offensive player of the year. Let's go with a receiver. Jamar? We'll go with Jamar. Defensive player of the year, I'm going with Jared Verse. And offensive rookie of the year, we're going to go with Ashton Jeanty. And defensive rookie of the year. Ooh, that's actually kind of tough. I actually don't know how I got one in defensive rookie of the year. Let me check my phone real quick. I got to see all the defensive rookies real quick. Defensive. Because I feel like I'm blanking on somebody. Oh, Abdul Carter. Yeah, that's what I was blanking on. Abdul Carter definitely who I got being defensive rookie of the year. And offensive rookie, I got Ashton Jeanty. Any more awards? I think the Ravens will have the best record in the league. And they probably won about 14 games or something like that. But like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Comment down below who you got winning. And stay tuned for the next video. There will be a new video soon. And plus shorts. So have a blessed day.